Little tribute to the Kansas City Chiefs for their accomplishment this year. I just grabbed me a model from GrabCAD. Here it is. First thing that this is in Mastercam. I'm here to show you a couple of things that we can do in Mastercam and get stuff done. We'll run through our AI programming, show you our quick fixture and setup sheet, and then I'll show you our automated programming and very fast, quick verify program. So first thing I need to do is get this in the right view to be able to program. I like to do that in model prep. So we'll run model prep and say align to a plane. We're going to push this geometry to the top. There we go. I need to grab it so it's running in the direction I want to. That looks pretty good. It's 0, 0, 0 there. We'll grab the other geometry to go with it. All the geometry's there where it needs to be. Looks pretty good to me. It's going to go to the top plane. Super fast and easy to get stuff done. We'll fit that to the screen. Now we have that to the outside of the screen there. Now we've got our part where we need it. We'll load up our machine real quick. We'll grab just a generic one right here. Kind of scroll through some file stuff. Here's a machine. Go through. Yes, I like to pick the master model. Very useful. And when I program it, I'll have to have that. How about throwing some stock around the outside of the part? Let Mastercam figure how big it is. And let me add a little bit of material to it. We'll come up and grab a little bit of material here. We'll put 50 thousandths on the top of the part there. We'll add a couple hundred to the bottom of the part. Sure. 200 to the bottom of the part. I'll add a little bit to both directions to the side, so I push both directions. We'll grow this by a couple hundred on each side. There we go, just by grabbing the model and grow a couple hundred on each side. Now I've got stock around the outside of the part and a rough size of what I need to get going. I don't have a fixture to hold this yet, but I do have stock around it. That's where my X Plus tools come in to add fixturing. Let's take a look at what the stock like. So there's an outline of what my stock looks like. And I come to X Plus and I say, let's throw a fixture on here. And I got an 8-inch fixture with 2-inch parallel. Here we go. 2-inch parallel right there. 2-inch tall parallel. I just say go. And it adds that to my part, all ready to go. It's based upon how big my stock is. Self-centers on the stock. And I'm ready to go. I got my fixtures outside of my part. I'll jump back here in my job setup and grab a hold of my fixtures, make sure I got them, pick them from a level. My level manager is over here, and we'll grab both of those, throw them in my fixture bases. There we go. Grab all that for fixtures so it knows where they're at. I have those set up as fixtures, and they'll show up when I verify and look at my part. So I think I've got my job all set up. Ready to do some toolpath now. We'll jump into our Cloud NC. Cam Assist. Here we go. Doing some good practices. Says before we continue, you want to save what you got. Really good practices. I dial down work holding a little bit so I get a little bit smaller tooling, a little bit smaller step downs and stuff. I got a not so rigid a machine that runs pretty fast and goes the way I want to. We'll go just grab the tools from the cloud, let it pick whatever it wants to, and feeds and speeds, stuff like that. It is generic aluminum. I don't think we'll just face, rough, finish some stuff. Just let it go figure what's going on. I have a few options in here, but this is about it for Cam NC to let it work. I click the button, and it goes out and calculates the tool path. It's running in the background. We'll let it. So Cam NC, after a few minutes, came back and says, hey, we're going to need these operations to be able to machine this part. It didn't generate them. I get this going to machine 20 of the 53 surfaces that you have. Do you want to see a cycle time when we're all said and done? I said, absolutely. We're going to pass that out to the shop floor to give them a good idea of how long we think it's going to take to machine this part and when we're all said and done. So it's running out there and it's calculating all the tool paths now. The first stage of Cam NC is it goes out to the cloud, generates some stuff. It's got my first operation done already. It's got my second operation done. I'm watching my operations manager over here get populated. Now the other two operations may take a little bit longer to generate because they're doing a rest mill of the stock models that it creates all by itself in the background. That it has a rule of thumb that it attempts to do about 80% of what you really need to do. You may have to go tweak feeds and speeds a little bit, cut depths, maybe change your tooling selection, but it gets a bulk of the programming done within a matter of a few minutes of what you need to get done. Is it possible to go run this? Yes, go put it in the machine and see what you come up with. Of course, I'm going to run it through Verify or Backplot to make sure I'm happy with the results I get as we go through, but we'll let it go. Done with the fourth operation there. We're going to get a stock model here shortly. Few more operations have finished up, generated a few, other cutting 20 out of 53, and here is a list of all the operations that it actually created and the rough cycle time that it would do. I could come into my export, estimate a cycle time amount, maybe add a little bit of scale factor of what my machine will really run these feeds and speeds at. It can't speed up and slow down. Add a little setup time to each one of these operations, and then I would have an idea of a pretty decent cycle time when I was all said and done with this job. So it's come back out. I have full control over my computer now. Everything's done. There's my part. If I wanted to take a look and see what my operations have done, and since I have some fixtures out here and said don't machine into my fixtures, it avoided my vise altogether. May cause me a little problems later of how it is, but that's the objective of Cam Assist, to say, hey, don't hit this stuff if I don't want to. I have some other tools in here to verify what I have and what it looks like. We'll run into Cimco Verify. We'll set up Cimco Verify right now. We'll just grab a generic 3-axis style machine. Master model, work holding is what I have set up in my machine group properties over here. I kick into Verify right there. There's my Verify, there's my piece of my stock, and I am ready to see what this part looks like. It'll run as fast as my computer will let it go. Great thing about this, I got a dial of a speed over here. I can crank it up or slow it down if I need to. I could actually just grab a hold of this and then just let it go as fast as I want to. Oh, what was that? Let's slow it down and take a look at that. Looks like I left a little material there on the top, and we're going to machine that off as we go around. So there's a little finish pass as it takes across the top of the part, or a rough pass as it goes. Tells me what operation it's running at this time. I can not show the stock if I want to, turn a few things on and off. When it's all said and done, I could run file compare and say, where are we at? Why it's actually running right now. I do have the ability to say, go look at collisions, and it's already said there's a few collisions for me to investigate or actually stop right now to see, hey, where do we have issues and what do we got going on with? As it's running all the way through, yeah, you can show the base. Some machines it really kind of gets in the way. And this product is brought to us by Cimco. That's something else that we sell and represent and help you get your machine out. Full-blown 5-axis machine simulation right inside Mastercam to be able to show motion and its simulation of the machine, of how the machine is going to move, and if it would happen to hit the stock or validate stuff to what's going to happen. Notice everything I have has a custom or some kind of a holder to it. The stick out, the projection length correct, the flute links are right, shoulder lengths are right, something you'll have to make sure you get done inside Mastercam. And as we wait and just let it run, there we go, machine and stuff. As we say, we don't have a tool to fit right through there, going a little bit fast to see that, but on purpose, that we don't have a tool to fit correctly in here and it didn't machine into my vice jaw. As we run, and if we let it run all the way through the whole program, kind of let it update, this is what we get in the end completely, man, I really want to know maybe where those crashes or collisions might be. Oh, there we go. We got a stick out in a holder that's not quite right. Doesn't stick out far enough, and we hit something. What about the tool with a workpiece? Tool with a workpiece coming over in here and hitting something as we go around, so we have some identification of actually what's going on. What else could we do? How about a file compare of actually what's out there on the part? Close our collision stuff up, and we have some stock in a few areas that we didn't run really enough small of enough tool. I just didn't have one in the library. This automatically shows as I drag it around to say, go show me some stock. Maybe we haven't run the finish passes yet. We're still running in the middle of the part right here. I didn't drag it all the way to the finish. So we get to see where we're at and what's going on. Let's finish it all up. And then it updates the stock compare, and now we got 0. We got a little bit of stock in the corners there. So we're all said and done, and we pretty much know, I got a little bit of stock right here of 150 thousandths of where I have material. If you didn't see what you want, you could just drag it and start over and then run it again. And watch this and watch it run in another add-on product. Well, that looks pretty good to me. I think I'm ready to send this out to the shop floor. So I'm going to bring in my X Plus again, a little add-on ahead, and I'm going to kick out a tool list for the shop. And we're using a sample called cards. We have all kinds of different formats that we can actually do. Customizable by you. We'll give you instructions on how to do this. Pretty good website to be able to customize this. If you don't get exactly what you want, let us know and we can help you out with that. That we'll kick out here is a nice pretty tool. This is just a tool list. Here's my tool, here's my holder, projection length, flute length cut, whether I'm running coolant. I would probably not on a setup sheet, but here is one format we can do for our setup sheets. And tool list, and here's another format we can do for what each and every operation is going to do, what kind of parameters that we have set up, tool diameters, corner radiuses on the tool, how much stock is being left, minimum calculation time. I like to set feeds and speeds just to give me an idea what's going to run, but just a very, very quick process of what it would take to get a very simple part done that says, how fast could you get this done in Mastercam from the start to the end of a workflow with some of the add-on products we have and some of the built-in tools that we have in Mastercam to help us out to get jobs out the door as quickly and as possibly as we can. Thanks for watching.